name is Lakey, and my persuasive speech will be on SCICAA, and more specifically, Meals on Wheels. Did you know that 10,000 baby boomers reach the age of 65 every single day? Well, it's true, and that fact brings numerous problems with it. Aging seniors is something that affects families, communities, and our nation as a whole. Families all over America worry about their aging loved ones every day. They worry about whether they are getting the support that they need, both physically and mentally. Senior citizens are facing a deficit in social interaction, which they used to get from their local community. Because they aren't able to go out into their local community as much anymore, since they are just physically unable to do that, it makes it harder for them to have this said social interaction. Finally, elderly people across our nation are having to turn to costly healthcare alternatives rather than being able to stay in their home, and that affects us all through things like Medicare and Medicaid. Now, Southeastern Idaho Community Action Agency, or SCICAA, is an organization dedicated to helping the people in need in this community. They have been working for more than 3 decades to develop programs responsive to the needs of elderly, disabled, and low-income people. In this speech, I'll be focusing on their elderly programs. SCICAA works with Meals on Wheels America, which is a very well-known organization which is in communities all over the United States. And what they do is get food to the elderly in the area. Now, like I said before, there are a lot of elderly people in this community who aren't getting the attention that they need and deserve, and SCICAA is a local organization that wants to help everyone in need, but more specifically, the elderly people in need in this community. And SCICA works with Meals on Wheels America to deliver food and assistance to the local elderly community. Like I said before, there are many people in our local community who are struggling every day. As higher education continues to become relevant in our modern society, more and more jobs require it. This means that there is more of an opportunity for someone who didn't go to college to produce a low income, which will lead to low income families. Now, these families are willing to do anything to survive and have a more stable financial situation, but they're not usually able to do that on their own, so they need help with things like finances and just learning how to develop their finances so that they might become more stable one day, and that's something that SCICAA specializes in. Also, there are many obstacles that face veterans in our community every day. These are people who fought for our country that are now not able to do things that normal people are able to do because of obstacles in the form of mental illness, chemical dependency, substance abuse, post-traumatic stress disorder, and isolation. A lot of these things will prevent them from getting jobs, which will make it harder for them to get money, and in turn, they won't be able to purchase homes. That's why there's so many homeless veterans, not only in this community, but all over the nation. Another thing that SCICAA specializes in. And finally, people are living longer than they ever have before. The average lifespan is 78.7 years. And these extra years can be strenuous and tiring because of the decline of the human body and the loss of family and friends over time. As the Meals on Wheels website stated, aging is not for the faint of heart. The number of families that have moved away from their parents is steadily growing as technology is advancing. This is because people are moving for jobs and it's easier to transport things nowadays than it used to be, and also they figured that with things like cellular technology, they'll be able to talk to their loved ones via a cell phone or FaceTime. Unfortunately, that's something that the elderly community don't use as much, and so it makes it harder for them to reach out to their kids that have moved away. Now, geographic mobility alters the physical space within which these relationships take place, mainly the relationship between a child and their parents, and these moves not only make it difficult for the senior citizen if they need help, but it also makes it harder for them to communicate with their children and grandchildren, like I've already said, because they're not as used to using things like FaceTime, and this could prove to be an emotional strain on the individual. Now, we are currently living through the silver tsunami as more and more baby boomers turn 65 every day, like I said at the beginning. And the number of seniors in this nation will grow by 8% from 2010 to 2050. If you didn't know it, that's quite a bit of people turning 65 in the next 40 years. So approximately 1/4 of those baby boomers will live to be 90 years old, and that means that as time goes on, tasks that were once easy for them will become nearly impossible everyday challenges. And that's just because the older a person gets, the more difficult it is for them to live on their own. Many seniors must give up their homes to move to nursing homes because of this, and they not being able to physically or financially support themselves. When seniors are forced to move to those expensive nursing homes, it costs us all because of the increased spending in Medicaid and Medicare. That's something that we want to try and avoid. SCICAA, like I already stated, is a local organization dedicated to helping those in need, the elderly, the disabled, and low-income families in our community. Their mission statement states that SCICAA is dedicated to providing opportunity and support for the individuals and communities to thrive and reach their fullest potential, promoting self-sufficiency and greater economic dependence through services, education, affordable housing, and training. Now that came straight from their website. The services that they offer include programs focused on education, self-sufficiency, housing, energy, seniors, and recovering. They are a community action agency, which is a federal government program founded in 1964 to help combat poverty. SCICAA has a strong focus on the elderly community in Southeast Idaho through various programs. Two of the main programs that they do with the elderly community is the Retired Volunteer Senior Program, or RSVP, and of course, Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels provides nutritious meals to homebound elderly and or disabled individuals. Meals on Wheels America is a national organization whose sole purpose is to help senior citizens by delivering meals to their homes. Whereas many senior citizens struggle as they get older, Meals on Wheels wants to use volunteers to help them extend their independence and health as they age. So this will help them not have to move into those expensive nursing homes as quickly. This program started as a small group of volunteers and is now one of the most highly participated in organizations in the country. In fact, almost 2.4 million seniors have been being helped every year all over the United States. The Meals on Wheels program can help elderly citizens stay in their home longer and avoid moving to a nursing home. Just some quick facts before I finish. 81% of the participants in Meals on Wheels say that the programs improve their health. 92% of participants say that the program allows them to stay in their home. And 90% of participants have reported feeling more safe and secure because of the program. So that's more than the majority saying that they are becoming healthier, they're becoming more financially stable and being able to live in their homes longer, and also they're just feeling more safe and secure because they're being able to talk to people that they weren't getting to talk to before. If you want to help out with this program, it's simple. You just go to the SCICAA website and you can sign up to be a volunteer that will help deliver meals to the elderly citizens in the community that are signed up to get the meals delivered to them. And this will be beneficial not only to them, but also to you because you'll get the joy of delivering a meal, and also you'll get to talk to someone you haven't talked to before and maybe gain some life experience. Finally, if you're not able to volunteer, you can make a monetary donation to SCICAA or even purchase gas cards in order to help with deliveries. Now, that is the end of my speech.